Alright, so we're going to check out some changes on the Series X version of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Next Gen version. I had actually recorded a video last night and I forgot to turn off HDR. And the problem is, if I don't turn off HDR with my setup, it washes out. So, one of the things we're going to do, we're looking here. So look at Geralt's face and his armor. We're in the 60 hertz mode, 60 frames per second mode. Now if we go to the 30 frames per second ray tracing mode, notice the color on his face has changed. The shadows look a little different. Let's kind of move him over here. Try to get a nice look. So you can see the shadows there. So you see how now they're lighter. They're not quite as nice. Did see another area. Oh, here it is. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this shadow here. See how it kind of just goes straight across and then up on some of the reeds, the wheat. Again, going to ray tracing. It just looks a little bit better. It looks more natural going across everything. Same here. There's like a, there's the shadow here. Might help if I hit the right button. So with the global illumination and the ray trace shadows, it looks better. So now we come over here. And you're going to notice as I move the camera down, the reflection disappears. Well, the consoles don't have ray trace reflections. They're still using screen space reflections. So that's just going to be something that happens. So even if I switch it to ray traced, the reflections will still disappear as things are removed from the screen itself. And that's just something that happens with screen space reflections all the time. It would have been nice if they also seemed to have had some cube maps to maybe make up for it, but whatever. Now we're going to check out the loading times. Alright, so we are pretty far northeast. So let's go pretty far southwest. And let's see how long it takes to load. Now this used to take a long time on the Xbox One and the One X, but now it's much nicer. And so again, we can take a look at Geralt. Notice now his hair has a little bit of the green from the foliage around him. Bit more on the face. You can see it. It's not bad. It's a pretty stable 30 frames per second. It's also a mostly stable 60 frames per second when you are out in the open world. When you get to heavily populated areas, though, where there's a lot of NPCs and stuff like that, your frame rate will drop. And that's happening on the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and the PC. And actually, the PC version is pretty well borked right now. It's using a huge amount of RAM. It's pegging 3 or 4 cores of pretty powerful CPUs pretty high, but not pegging any of the other ones. It's a little bit of a mess when it comes there. Ooh, who do we have over there? We got some sort of monsters over here. We're not going to go after them right now. We're just looking at stuff. Alright, so let's see here the foliage. We got the dead doggy, unfortunately. A little stuttery here at 30 frames per second. It's not the best. But these are things that can hopefully be fixed in patches. The PC frame rate and just general issues in PC are not acceptable for the PC players. I would not suggest PC players unless you're running like, you know, a 40 freaking 90 to worry about that. But you know what? Let's go check out an area where, yes, we're going to get frame rate drops. And let's see if they happen in both the 30 frames per second and the 60 frames per second. Alright, so currently we're in ray tracing mode. And yeah, it's stuttering. The frame rate is not great, but look at how many NPCs are here. Alright. So go back to the 60 frames per second mode. And again, you know, the shadows don't look quite as good. It seems to be moving alright right here, but as we go around to different areas and load in more NPCs, we'll probably start to see some stutters and frame rate drops. Which is, unfortunately, something that happens. I mean, even Digital Foundry, they used to use this area or this city as like a CPU and or GPU test because of just how much it hammered into both. What do we have out here? I don't remember any. I don't remember these chests being here before. Well, obviously they must have been, because it looks like I've already looted them. Alright. Then again, it has been, 6 years since I've played. We'll just do one more. So we're in performance, and now we're in ray tracing. Let's see if the castle changes any, or the walls. Doesn't look too big of a difference, at least on the Series X right now. But you can definitely see the difference in the shadows, the bounce lighting, stuff like that. Bless you. Bless you.
It's getting cold.
So it's not a bad update, that's for sure. At least on the consoles. On the PC, they got to fix it. So really, that's about all we're going to be doing in this video. We just wanted to check out a few things. The loading times. The ray tracing versus non-ray tracing. 60 frames per second versus 30. And that's really about it. Alright. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.